A closely watched Democratic Senate primary in the battleground state of Michigan remained too close to call early Wednesday, with progressive candidate Abdul El-Sayed holding a narrow lead over establishment-backed Congresswoman Haley Stevens in a contest widely seen as a referendum on the Democratic Party's future and its stance on Israel. With about 95% of votes counted, NBC projected El-Sayed as the winner, although other major U.S. media organizations had not yet called the race by early morning Pakistan time. The winner will face former Republican Congressman Mike Rogers in November for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by retiring Democratic Senator Gary Peters. The race is expected to play a crucial role in Democrats' efforts to regain control of the Senate, where the party must both defend Michigan and flip 4 Republican-held seats. The primary has become one of the most significant ideological battles of the 2026 election cycle, pitting the party's progressive wing against its traditional establishment in a key swing state. El-Sayed, the former Wayne County health director, campaigned on a progressive platform focused on economic inequality, healthcare, and reducing the influence of corporate and establishment donors. Backed by Senators Bernie Sanders and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, he argued that Democrats needed to embrace a more populist agenda to energize voters. Stevens, a 4-term congresswoman from suburban Detroit, centered her campaign on experience, manufacturing jobs, and electability. She received endorsements from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and other senior Democratic figures, arguing she would be the strongest candidate against Republicans in November. One of the campaign's sharpest divisions centered on U.S. policy toward Israel and the war in Gaza. Stevens defended continued American military support for Israel and rejected accusations that Israel had committed genocide in Gaza. El-Sayed called for ending unconditional U.S. military assistance to Israel, criticized the influence of the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, and argued that Israel should not exist specifically as a Jewish state, positions that made the issue a defining fault line in the campaign. Outside groups spent an estimated $90 million on advertising and political campaigning during the race, making it one of the most expensive Democratic primaries in recent history. Michigan's large Arab American community and widespread concern over the Gaza conflict further elevated the national significance of the contest. The increasingly bitter campaign also exposed divisions within the Democratic Party. El-Sayed accused Stevens of representing establishment interests, while Stevens criticized El-Sayed over comments she said unfairly targeted Jewish Americans. Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who remained neutral during the primary, warned that the campaign's brutality and increasingly personal attacks could make it more difficult for Democrats to unite ahead of the general election. Political analysts say the outcome will be closely watched across the United States as an indicator of whether progressive candidates can win competitive statewide races beyond traditionally liberal districts. Former Obama advisor Dan Pfeiffer said a victory for El-Sayed would represent a major setback for the Democratic establishment, arguing it would raise fresh questions about whether the party's traditional leadership remains aligned with its grassroots base.